So Noise 13 is a branding and design company based in San Francisco. We focus mainly on lifestyle clients, so we work a lot in the food and beverage industry and hospitality. Eat Drink SF is a multi-day food festival here in the city. The core of the festival is 4 different tasting pavilion events where multiple chefs gather in the Fort Mason space, and you can go around from booth to booth and try all sorts of amazing sips and bites, and it's really an amazing overview to the San Francisco culinary scene. It's existed in the past as SF Chefs for 5 years, but this year brought a whole new rebrand and rename and a new location as well. It was really perceived as an industry-only event in years past, something for the chefs, something for, restaurant staff and people in that world, and not something that was accessible or available to the public. So this year, the project obviously started with a new logo and a new brand. We created a series of 4 ads. Each one had a big, gorgeous food or drink photo to entice the viewer, naturally. Each one carried the slogan, "Tickle your taste buds," and each one had a specific color, so magenta, red, gold, and green. By having a different photo and a different color for each of the ads, but with a consistent message, we were able to create something that had some variation over the life of the advertising for several months leading up to the event, but felt like a cohesive family as well. In addition, there's lots of other print collateral. There are postcards that go out, signage, merchandise. One thing that was fun about this year is we got to do billboards. We did incorporate the Eat Drink SF handle and the hashtag #IEatDrinkSF onto a lot of the signage and then into some of the print collateral as well. So we did a series of 4 coasters that each had a different hashtag on them to identify with a specific persona. So one was more tailored toward wine lovers, and the hashtag for that was Grape Guru. So it was all part of an effort to better integrate the print collateral with the online presence and the social media. The signage was a big piece this year. I think because we moved venues, we had to really rethink the way that the space was going to work and scale things appropriately for the new, larger pavilion. One of the most exciting pieces that we got to work on this year for the signage was beyond the bio board and the vinyl and the standard materials, we got to create wooden signage for the space. We created a beautiful wooden sign for the backdrop of the demonstration stage inside the pavilion. We created one for the Groupon activation space, which was called Backyard Bites. And then the sort of pièce de résistance was the VIP sign, which had lights in it, which was just fabulous. One of the digital components we created for Eat Drink SF were special one-off invitations for a couple of their unique events. Some of those were also accompanied by print pieces. So for example, there was a Chronicle Top 100 event that was also accompanied by a matching print postcard. They also had a unique approach to the after party this year. So again, we created an email graphic for them that they could send out to invitees, but we also created kind of a mysterious petite business card. It was, I believe 3.5 by 3.5 square, and those were sort of handed out secretly on Saturday night to invite people to the after party. So it was a fun way of adding a little bit of mystery and enticing people. I have to say that I really enjoyed the process of the t-shirts and the merchandise this year. We worked with a company called Flavor Gallery to figure out what clothing could we create that felt like it still reflected the brand a little bit, but also fit into their company's aesthetic. So we came up with 4 really fun t-shirt designs that were also placed on tote bags and scarves. Because there are so many different teams involved in making Eat Drink SF happen, there's a lot of people to juggle. There are a lot of cooks in the kitchen, no pun intended. So the biggest lesson I think across the board for any project, but specifically this project, is start early and communicate often. I think that we learned so much this year because it was a new venue that we have a wealth of knowledge going into next year when we stay at Fort Mason. We know the space that we're dealing with. We know what worked and what didn't work. And I think that it's only going to help us when we do the festival next year.